Hello there, welcome. Hope you're having a great day today. We are taking a look at Judges chapter 3 today. So if you haven't already had a chance to read through that chapter, I encourage you to do so. So in this third chapter of Judges, we see this cycle begin. It's a cycle of the Israelites saying they're going to obey God and follow his commands, and then falling into the trap of worshiping idols and coming back to God and begging for his help, and God sending a judge to kind of help them out of the situation they put themselves in. And in chapter 3, we see three judges. We see, I think it's Othniel. That was Israel's first judge. Then we see Ehud, I think that's how you pronounce that, which was Israel's second judge, followed by Shamgar. And something that we continue to see is just that pattern of the Israelites trying to live among the other people, and initially they did not have bad intentions, but they began to be drawn in to their pagan practices. And the footnote that I want to share today actually comes from verses 5 through 7. It says the Israelites discovered that relationships affect faith, and that is very true even for us today. The way of life of the men and women of the surrounding nations was attractive to the Israelites. Soon they intermarried with the Canaanites, and the Israelites accepted their pagan gods. This was clearly prohibited by God. By bringing these gods into their homes, the Israelites gradually began to accept the sinful practices associated with them. Most Israelites didn't start out determined to be idolaters. They just added idols to the worship of God, but before long they found themselves absorbed in pagan worship. Okay, this is where it's applicable to us today. A similar danger faces us when we look at how cultural influences shape us today. The Israelites were heavily influenced to turn from God through their relationship with the Canaanites. Today, we are especially vulnerable to the influence of our ungodly culture through our relationship with media and technology. Although our phones and computers connect us to one another in helpful ways, they can also be unhealthily addicting and open us up to ungodly behaviors before we realize it. This doesn't mean we should avoid using new technologies, but we need to be discerning about when and where and how much we use them. It is important for believers to engage the broader culture, but we must take note of who is influencing whom. We should be friendly without compromising or adopting ungodly patterns of behavior. And this kind of goes back to the whole idea of temptation. We may put ourselves in a situation where we feel like we are totally in control. We would not be tempted. But before we know it, we can be sucked into behaviors that we know are unacceptable. Also, with the whole phone, media, technology thing, studies have been shown that, or studies show that the phone and social media, it is in fact addicting. There was one study, it's been several years ago, that said that especially for like teenagers, they almost have the same addicted behaviors to their phone as someone who is addicted to cocaine. So it is a real thing. And even as adults, I noticed, like, let's say that you go into, if you're ever sitting in any type of waiting room or waiting area, what is everyone doing? If you look around, what is everyone doing? They're looking at their phone, and I'm guilty too. We don't know how, as a society, to just sit and be still. We have to constantly be engaging with something, filling our minds with something, looking at something, reading something, scrolling something. And when that can become an idol is when we would rather sit and scroll than pick up the Word of God. So just, I think that we all need to kind of do a self-check to see how much time we're spending on these means of communication and how much time we're using technology and how much time it's for good and how much time we could be better spending maybe in the Word. So I'm preaching to myself this morning. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.